Okay, in this next video we solve various forms of quadratic equations. Okay, so you have to solve the equation. They're all quadratic equations. That's the name of the unit for the variable. Okay, very important that you label, because the label will tell you what method to solve, to use. Okay, so this first one, there's two answers. 3x to the second minus 6 equals 39. Okay, label what you have. There's no parentheses, so that's an A, that's a C, that's a C. A's and C's, you simply get x squared by itself. You don't factor. So 39 plus 6 is going to be, you get your A's on one side and your C's on the other. So it's 45 divided by 3. I get 15. Now, I square root 15, okay, so I put divided by, because 15 is not on this list, okay. 15 is not divisible by 9 or 4, so then the square root of 15 is my answer. So you just keep the square root of 15 the way it is. Square root of 15 and negative square root of 15. Okay, next problem. 3x to the power of 2 minus 18x minus 81 equals 0. Two answers. Okay, we have an A, a B, and a C. So we make sure the equation's equal to 0. Okay, A, B, C's need to be equal to 0. Okay, then we're going to apply the discriminant, because to make sure that's the first step, okay, and that's B to the second minus 4AC. This is proof. This proves that the problem will be able to be factored, because we have to factor it. So B, negative 18, 4, okay, and then A is 3, and C is negative 81. Now, this is just verification that this problem is able to factor, okay. Negative 18, okay, second power, minus 4, 3, negative 81. Okay, I got a whole number. I'm not going to do anything with it, but that precedes me to factor. Now with A, B's, and C's, first we see if we have a GCF. Then after that we see if we're going to run that table test, and then the parentheses down here. Okay, 318 and 81. Okay, now if you look at the third row, 18's there. Now I know it runs short of 81, but I think the last thing is 75. Well, if you went a row further, it'd be 78 than 81. So those would all be in the third row if it was longer. Okay. Well, you're going to put an X with it? No, because you have C without the X. You're going to make it negative? No, because A is positive. So it's just 3. So line up 3 over here, and then divide everything by 3. So that's an implied 1 with x squared minus 6x minus 27. So this is now the new ABC. So this is what I'm attempting to factor now. Okay. Okay, so A times C, negative 27. So that's, we know with a negative it's a positive times a negative, and we're adding to try to get to negative 6. So 1 and 27, nope. 27 divided by 2 is a decimal. Divide it by 3, you get 9. And there's negative 6. That's the right signs too. Now your A is simply an implied 1, so that's nice. So I can just make an XX parentheses, okay? Because having a 1 means it's really not there. So x plus 3, x minus 9. Okay, so F1, F2. Now the 3 doesn't get an F label because there's no x with that. So x plus 3 equals 0, x minus 9 equals 0. So I subtract 3 and I get negative 3. Then I add 9 and I get positive 9. Okay, next one we have 3, quantity x plus 3 to the second minus 7 equals 101. There's two answers, but this isn't an AB. We're not looking for AB. With the parentheses, that's H, and then A, and K. Now to solve these type of equations, first you make a table, and over here you put x plus 3. So first we're going to solve for the x plus 3, but it's easier if you just replace it with H. apply a 3 in front, and then a minus 7 behind, 101. Then I add 7, that's 108. Divide by 3. 10, that's going to be 36. And then I apply the square root. Now before I worry about that, I know it could be the positive or the negative. Okay, now 36, that's on the list, so don't be dividing and the square root goes away. No more square root because it equals 6, so the square root's gone. So 6, negative 6. So I subtract 3, that's 3. Subtract 3, and that would be negative 9. 3 and negative 9 would be my two solutions. Okay, next problem. 4x to the power of 2 minus 3 equals 2 plus x. Okay, now I don't have parentheses, so I go back to my ABC. That's A, that's C. This is a C. And this here, I'll put a 1 in front, that's a B. So we have A's, B's, and C's. When we have those, we need to line the equation so it equals 0. So minus 2, that's a C, but I have a C I can put minus 2 with, okay? Minus 1x, there's no B, so I'm just going to put a minus 1x up here. Remember, that's B, okay? You got to label it. So we put our A first, 4x squared. Now I go for the B, minus 1x. And the C, negative 3 minus 2, it's going to be negative 5. That's your C. Okay, so now I'm good to go. So first I evaluate what the discriminant is, just to make sure that the T table is going to work. Okay. So second square root, and then B is going to be negative 1, A is 4, C is negative 5. Not positive 5. You put positive 5, it's screwed up. Okay. Okay, got a nice whole number so I can go through with my factoring. So GCF, and then the table. Okay, 4, 1, and 5. The GCF there would just be 1. It would not have an X because we have this C here without an X, and it would be positive because the A is positive. So we're not going to do GCFs of 1. So then I take 4 times negative 5, that'd be negative 20. Okay, so we're adding to try to get to negative 1. Positive times negative, so I divide by 1, I get 20. No. Divide by 2, we get 10. No. 20 divided by 3 is a decimal. 20 divided by 4 would be 5. Okay, and that's right, that's negative 1. Now your A is no longer an implied 1, it's a 4. So if A is a 4, we are going to need to create 2 groups of parentheses to get the factoring correct. So I put 4, 4, x, x, plus 4 minus 5. We would divide here by 4, and that becomes 1x or x plus 1. Okay, that 4 you're dividing by goes away, it's gone, okay? It's not really a GCF that you pull to the outside. 4 and 5 is just 1, so that would remain the same. So now rewrite your equation, okay? You didn't have a GCF that we did, so 1x plus 1 times 4x minus 5 equals 0. And I now have F1 and F2, okay? So 1x plus 1 equals 0, 4x minus 5 equals 0. So minus 1, you get negative 1. So you get negative 1, and then we add 5, and divide by 4. So it'd be 5 over 4. If you write the decimal, I wouldn't count it off. Okay, then the last problem here today. 2x to the second equals 8x. So you get 2 answers here. Please label. That's A, that's B. Okay, like A, B, C, A's and B's you have to have equal to 0, 2. Okay, so you're going to minus 8x, okay, and then there's no B over here, so we'll just put minus 8x after everything, okay. So you have 2x squared minus 8x, A, B. Now with an A, B, you pretty much do the GCF, and that's it, okay, that'll get you where you want to be. Okay, 2 and 8 would be 2. Now, you also need x here because you don't have that c. Both of your a and b's have some kind of x. We take the x of the smaller degree, okay? And since a is positive, our GCF is positive. Okay, so 2x squared divided by 2x, that would be 1x minus 4, okay? And the factoring's been completed, okay? So we have 2x times 1x minus 4 equals 0. F1, F2. Okay, what I've done is basically the whole point of factoring a quadratic equation is to rewrite it in factored form with two linear factors where I can just solve for x, okay? So 0 and 4. So again, AHK is kind of its own process, but AC, just get the x squared alone and then square root, okay? A's and B's, you have to have it equal to 0, then GCF, and you've got your factoring. And then ABC, you're going to do your discriminant just to make sure it factors, then it's GCF and table.